Selam.
Merhaba hocam.
Nasıl bayağı bir şey coverladık sanki. Kafanızda
Evet hocam.
boşluklar var mı?
Yani şu an için çok olmadı.
Güzel.
Bir de Unity ile çalışmak sanki Godot'la çalışmaktan daha kolay gibi geldi bana. Godot biraz daha zor gibi.
Belki. Ya belki de bilmiyorum, Ali Hoca arayüzü detaylı anlattı mı? Belki onunla da ilgisi olabilir. Yani ben çok basitten gittim özellikle. O yüzden hani mesela YouTube'da toplamda 1 saatte anlatılan şeyi ben belki 3-4 saatte anlatıyorum ama daha detaylı oluyor, daha temel oluyor. Anlayabiliyorsunuz yani. Çünkü YouTube'da durdurarak çalışabiliyorsun da şeyde durdurarak çalışamıyorsun sonuçta derste. O yüzden biraz daha yavaş gitmek gerekiyor. Aynı zamanda kaydeden kişi de tabii YouTube'da durdurarak kaydediyor. Şimdi herkes geldiğine göre ben tekrar ekran paylaşayım. So where we left off is here. So if I enable my game completion panel, you will see that I have 2 buttons, which are quite small actually, and which are not anchored to anywhere, unfortunately. So if I, scale my game view like this, they won't be adjusted. Actually, yeah, as you see, the blue button is below, so it should be adjusted though. This is why I will anchor those to bottom instead of downwards. Sorry, instead of the middle, I will anchor it bottom. And I'm going to click restart button and anchor it button as well. If I save and if I modify my game screen, yeah, it still does the same thing. Because it tries to hold a certain amount of distance from the bottom part of the screen. This is why it's happening. I don't know. Let's just, for now, just make those numbers a little lower, so it won't look weird when I see my game in mobile, we will probably deploy this game to Android or iOS. So when I adjust my screen, at least it has some distance, a certain distance from bottom part of the screen. So it's good for most, phones. But I still need to make them a little bigger. This is why I'm going to resize those. And this as well. And I'm going to move them in the middle again. I guess this is nice. Yeah. And also I need to change the font size. So let's make this big like this, and the other one will be big as well. So what was that? 44, so this will be 44 fonts. Okay, and again we can change it to Roboto. Like this. Let's not make this italic. Okay, this looks nice. And I want something to happen when I click restart game button. So to do that, I'm going to go to restart button and see, sorry. First of all, I'm going to create a function to restart game. And I'm going to put this inside my game manager scripts, game manager behavior scripts. And then I'm going to call this method when I press the button. So I'm going to name this one private voids restart game. And this will basically load the first scene. So how did we load our scene? Like this. So scene manager load scene, and we will give 0 index, so it will load the first scene, which will be the level 0. And like I said, I'm going to connect this method, this function, with my restart button here. So the list is empty on click. So I mean, in Unity, there's a practical use case where you can assign methods from here. So if I click plus, and if I choose um, an object from the hierarchy, which will be my game manager um, behavior. Not this. This is not an object, but this is a script. I can reach its public methods, but since it's has no public methods, I cannot reach anything. Let's try to make this public and try again. Okay. Um, mm, for some reason, I cannot see. Let me just redo this. So I'm going to actually this time I'm going to drag my game manager, since it requires an object, and now I can go inside different scripts of my game manager object. I will need some function from game manager behavior, and now I can reach all the methods here. I said that you cannot reach private ones, but apparently you could reach those. Sorry about that. And I'm going to call restart game function when I click. So now it's, I mean, this behavior only works in runtime. But if I do editor and runtime, you will see, even if I, so I guess I thought that you could, click, but it's not happening, unfortunately. So let's go to runtime only back. And now if I hit restart, as you see, game gets restarted. And I'm going to disable this. Oops. I'm going to disable game completed panel. And I guess some, okay, there are some bugs with lighting sometimes. when you jump from one level to another level quickly. So the if you face something like this, go to window lighting. Sorry, where was that? Mm, yeah, game objects lights, I guess. Or where was that? Uh, Actually, I found it here, since we found it last lecture. Um, you could, I mean, if you have trouble with lighting when you switch between layers, just make sure that you um, uncheck this auto generate. Okay, since now it's unchecked, there's no problem. But sometimes when I check, it's, let's try this. So when I change levels, lighting is, not consistent. So to fix that, you can uncheck auto generate, and uh, then it will be consistent. Since I messed with lighting a little bit, uh, my game started to look more beautiful. Wow, interesting. Okay. Now I'm starting from level 0 again. Let's see that if there are any bugs with our flow. Okay. And I'm going to do this run one more time to finish it, and restarting back. Okay, so if I click restart game, I start from level 0. Okay, I'm going to go to level 0 and um, generate lighting to, I mean, I will click generate lighting here, and I will save it, and I will move to level 1, and I will click generate lighting here as well. So now it's all consistent, and my uh, game looks a lot better, a lot more realistic. And maybe I can change the fog a bit to make it blend with the background, like this maybe. Or maybe let's do it like this. So there's a white fog. Now it all looks better. Any questions so far? Of course, I need to adjust um, each fog separately, like this. And I will, yeah, this fog looks nice, and this one should be changed as well. And as you see, when I click generate lighting, it's created some lighting data inside the folder. So I'm not going to mess with that. Just let it stay there for some time. Yeah. And if I restart, it starts from the level 0. And there's no quit game feature right now. So I'm going to go to quit game. go to create quit game. I'm going to copy quit game, and I will just call application.quit. So this basically quits the game when it's inside mobile app. I mean, it won't. I mean, I'm going to actually bind this method inside my quit button, but I'm going to go back to inspector. Uh, Again, I will drag my game manager here, and I will call it quit game function. But you will see that nothing is happening when I click quit game button, because we are now running this inside uh, uh, you know, inside editor, not inside an mobile application. Okay, any questions so far? uh, let's check my notes. And so yeah, I will talk about events in Unity later, I guess. um, we did this, and now maybe we can talk a little bit about animation events. So to add an animation, you need two things: an animator and an animation. um, to open up, by the way, let's talk about what we want. We want our game completed panel appear not instantly, but um, with a fade in effect. Okay, so I will try to do this. I'm not a master of animation, so maybe we will left. Uh, but let's go to window animation, and I will need an animation, not an animator. I will drag this right next to my console, and uh, as you see, there's a timeline here, which represents the time of the animation, and I will start with my game complete panel enabled. Okay, and I want to create animation, so I will just click create. I can choose where I want to put my animations. Before the lecture, I created an animations folder, so I'm going to put my animation here, and I'm going to click save, and I'm going to hit um, enable keyframe recording mode, which will be um, creating a keyframe when I when I change my object's settings, it will create a different keyframe. So if I go to image, I mean, if I add property image, now it's going to track the changes in my image. And how did we do that? So yeah, let me just yeah, I forgot how to do this. Let me just Oh, so I mean, it should create two separate keyframes, but for some reason I'm not able to do that. So yeah, let's leave this to another lecture. And I also want to talk a little about your assignments. If you don't have any other questions, we can talk about your assignments. So for now, we won't mess with animations. We still have a complete game with quit game and restart game functions and some different levels. You can add more levels, obviously. You can change colors, add more barriers. You can change the speeds, etc. And you can change how you track score as well. Yeah. So let's talk about your assignments, your future assignments. I mean, um, is this the 10th week in the semester?
It should be.
Okay. And you don't have lectures in um, in your final week, right?
Yes.
So we only have four weeks together.
Yeah, it should be like that.
Yeah,
Okay.
probably.
Okay. We have a small amount of time. So we are going to cover um, movement, collision, and trigger. Um, and also, I mean, these two will be covered in detail. And also, I will talk about um, version control and clean coding. And um, yeah, these should take. Uh, I mean, these should fill the semester. And also, we will have a guest next lecture, which will talk about um, how to create mockups for your game. So he's not a developer; he's our product manager at Mynet, and he creates some mockups for us. You know, he basically uh, draws some UI screens um, with the computer, and we can look at those and create something alike within Unity. And he will talk about that. He will basically show you some tricks in Balsamic, which will be written like this. So maybe you can download Balsamic and mess with it a little bit. And for your first assignments, you will be required to create a low-level design document. A low-level design document means that um, you need to um, be able to communicate what exactly you want to a developer. Okay. So if I show you an example, um, let's go to. I'm trying to find my low-level design documents. Mm, Yeah, I will send you that when I find it. But uh, uh, I mean, in a low level design document, you specify what exactly you want. So you, for instance, to choose a feature from your game idea. Game idea should be the same, by the way, for from your previous game. Okay. So, for instance, Zeynep chose a 17 days horror game. Erdem, what was your game topic?
It's the World of Heroes turn-based strategy game.
Okay, so turn-based strategy game. So there's a fight feature. There's a building feature,
Yeah,
right? For instance, let's
yes.
talk about uh, building new buildings feature. So you choose a feature like this, and Zeynep, for instance, you can choose a feature like if you have merge mechanic, you can choose this one. If you have a dialogue system, you can choose a dialogue system. If you have
I
a
have crafting system on my game.
okay, great. Maybe, yeah, I mean, it's not obligatory. You could choose something like this. You could choose a dialogue system. You could choose uh, I don't know, some matchmaking system, for instance. If you have a multiplayer game, just choose a specific feature. Okay, maybe if you have a clan system in your game, you could choose a clan system. For instance, in Clash Royale, there's a clan chat which has a lot of features such as donating cards, etc. Uh, I mean, so the features in uh, clan section is too much in Clash Royale, but for a normal sized game, it's okay if you choose a clan section, and if you choose a clan feature, and after you choose your, if you after you decided on your feature, you will think about every little detail in that. So, for instance, I chose a card game battle system. Okay, and inside that, I specified every um, you know detail, like uh, will I mean we will go over that later, but for instance, let's talk about our game. Okay, so our game has a level system, for instance. Okay, we can talk about our level system. um, for instance, I need to specify in my low level design documents how many levels will be in my game. Okay, uh, I need to specify the common features between my levels if possible. For instance, I can say something like um, upon every level completion, you can show an ad and then go to the next level. Or you can say that there will be a interface overlay, like I'm showing, upon colliding with a barrier. You can even specify. Uh, I mean, you have some coding knowledge, so it's beneficial if you can specify um, some coding related stuff, such as barriers will be um, tagged with barrier tag, etc. And maybe you can say that um, you can talk about your controls, your movements, uh, and you can say that when I click left mouse, it goes left with certain amount of speed. These speeds are adjustable from the editor to make it easy for the designer to change and try different numbers. And you can, I mean, you should talk details like this. And also, um, I I talked about movements and level stuff, but you will choose only one thing, okay? Don't get confused. You will choose only one thing. For instance, a level system is one thing. So uh, just talk about your level system. So uh, just talk about what is between levels. How do you determine between moving from one level to another level, or will there be ads between levels? How do you um, I mean, are you showing some buttons between levels, etc., etc.? So you specify all those things in detail. It will be much more detailed than the high-level design documents. Now the goal is not um, keeping everyone in your team in the same level. You know, high-level design documents aim is to uh, either communicate with an investor or keep everyone in your team um, in the same page. But now your aim is to communicate with a developer who will develop the game. Okay, and because of that, you need to specify too much details. So I will show you an example next week, uh, and I believe you should start with I mean, I believe you should start developing your game, which will be your third assignment, you know, your final assignment. And I will write you some official assignments today for both of those assignments. And there will be a week, or there will be a lecture where I take questions from you. So you know, you will have a chance to fix your bugs, maybe, or you will have a chance to ask me more questions. Okay, this is all for today. If you don't have any more questions, we can close up.
Can I?
Yeah, sure.
Can you send this game's code to us? Because I want to just go deeper in it and
Yeah,
study
sure.
about it.
Yeah, sure. By the way, I said that I, um, you know, I accept something like this, but um, I mean, you should I mean, you shouldn't copy this and send this back to me. So I'm not sure if, I mean, it will be risky for you actually if you go over that. Maybe it's better for you to scratch from, um, you know, start scratch from a different tutorial from YouTube. Uh, I mean, you can find, for instance, some tutorials on endless runners. Endless runner is the genre. You know, Temple Run is, for instance, an endless runner. You know, you can do something like this, but uh, I mean, this code is not. Uh, I don't know how to say. Like, if you work on this code, I won't be able to determine exactly what you added. You know, this is the problem. I'm not sure how to evaluate if you work on this code, because
I'm not gonna work on this code. I just want to just study about it because
yeah,
sometimes I get stuck in code and I just
yeah,
want to know
okay,
how.
sure, I will load this, and you will be able to see it. uh, I I I mean, I should also talk about version control systems, but since you don't know about version control, I will just load this in a Google Drive folder or something like that. Okay. uh, and by the way, make sure that you have the same version as I do. Version name is here. 2019.4.9 F1. So if you start, if your game in a different, version, maybe there can be some problems. Okay, this is all for today. Any other questions? If not, then let's close up. See you later, and make sure
See
that you
you.
join Thursday lecture. Okay,
See you
Thank
later.
you.
See you.
because you will be using this balsamic inside your low-level design documents to communicate with your developers. So where exactly should all items be? Things like that. I
By
don't.
the way, in this day we have exam.
Okay. Yeah. So we will move it. So when do you have next? When do you have an exam next week?
7 p.m.
Just one day,
Yeah.
and other days are free.
Yes, I think.
Okay. Okay then. We can maybe move it to Friday, or let's. I mean, I should ask my guests. So we will adjust though. So see you later then.
See you.
See you.